Hey legends, it's your host Quote Guy here on Top Quotes by Top Guns. Today we're breaking down exactly how Michael Jackson didn't just make music videos. He invented the modern music video as we know it.
Short films,
Cinematic storytelling, production values that Hollywood envied, and the top quotes straight from the king of pop and the legends who worked with him that prove it. If you love music history, this one's gonna blow your mind. Smash that like button if you've ever tried the Thriller dance. Let's go.
Before Michael Jackson, music videos were, let's be honest, pretty lame. Think 1970s bands standing in front of a plain background, lip-syncing, maybe some cheap effects. They were just promos to sell records. MTV launches in 1981 and it's basically rock only. Almost zero black artists. David Bowie himself called them out on air. Why are there no black artists on MTV? Then comes Michael. And everything changes. He didn't call them videos. He called them short films. And that mindset? That's the revolution. Here's Michael himself in his own words. Don't call them music videos. On the set I explained that we were doing a film. I wanted the most talented people in the business, the best cinematographer, the best lighting people. We weren't shooting on videotape. It was 35mm film. We were serious. Boom. That's the mindset shift. Michael treated every video like a Hollywood production. And it started with 3 game changers from the Thriller album. Billie Jean, Beat It, and The Monster That Changed Everything. Thriller, March 10, 1983. Billie Jean hits MTV in heavy rotation, the first video by a black artist to get that treatment. Before this, MTV execs were scared of demographics. CBS Records president Walter Yetnikoff basically said, "Play it or we pull every video from our label." They played it. And ratings exploded. The video itself? Directed by Steve Barron. Michael in that iconic fedora and sparkly jacket. The sidewalk lights up under his feet like magic. Pure Midas touch symbolism. No big story, but the production quality? Next level. One continuous take vibes, perfect lighting, that anti-gravity lean tease. Impact? It forced MTV to open the door. Prince, Rick James, Donna Summer, they all rode the wave. Black artists finally got airtime. And Michael's sales? Through the roof. Billie Jean hits #1 and suddenly the whole world is watching.
Top quote number 2 from Michael on why he obsessed over details. I get in there and make sure shots are correct, choreography is right, because once it's done, it's immortal. You can't go back. That perfectionism, that's what made these timeless. Billie Jean proved videos could be art and break barriers, but Michael wasn't done. Next up, Beat It. Directed by Bob Giraldi, Michael takes it to full storytelling, inspired by West Side Story, rival gangs facing off in a warehouse. Michael steps in as the peacemaker in that red leather jacket. Eddie Van Halen's guitar solo? Literal fire. The engineers said the speakers caught fire in the studio. The choreography, street dance meets Broadway, integrated cast, message of unity and anti-violence. Michael paid the $150,000 budget himself, because the label hesitated. That's how committed he was. Result? Another #1 hit. MTV rotation goes crazy. And now videos aren't just performances. They're mini-movies with plots, themes, and star power. Here's Michael again. Try so. Ein der. Top quote number 3. My goal is to do the best I can in every area, so why work hard on an album and then produce a terrible video? I wanted something that would glue you to the set, something you'd want to watch over and over. The idea from the beginning was to give people quality. So I wanted to be a pioneer in this relatively new medium and make the best short music movies we could make. Pioneer, that word, Beat It proved it. But the big one, the one that broke the bank and rewrote the rules, Thriller. December 2nd, 1983, the 14-minute, some say 13 masterpiece drops at midnight on MTV, directed by John Landis, the guy behind An American Werewolf in London. Michael calls him at 2 a.m. in London, I want to turn into a monster. Awington Nanande. Budget, $900,000, unheard of. 10 full days of dance rehearsal alone, shot on 35mm film. Michael in a 1950s movie theater on a date, turns into a werewolf, Then the iconic zombie dance in a graveyard. Rick Baker on makeup. Oscar winner. Michael's idea to add zombies. Landis insisted the monster couldn't be ugly, had to stay danceable and cool. They even made a 45-minute making of Thriller documentary to fund it, sold to Showtime and MTV. That spawned an entire genre. The premiere, private screening with Marlon Brando, Eddie Murphy, Prince, Diana Ross, then theatrical release for Oscars. MTV played it hourly at first because demand was insane. Album sales? Epic shipped 1 million copies a week after this dropped. Thriller becomes the best-selling album ever. Top quote Nar 4, John Landis himself. It was around 2 a.m. Michael asked if it would be possible for me to direct a music video in which he could turn into a monster, and on the design, I was adamant that whatever he was going to turn into, he couldn't be too hideous or unattractive. Scary. Yes. Creepy. Yes. But not ugly. I ultimately suggested that Michael turn into a wolfman. And Michael's zombies idea. It was Michael's suggestion that we include zombies. Landis later said, "The earth-shattering success was a surprise to everyone but Michael, that Michael was joyous, hard-working, and Michael's best was truly fantastic." Impact. This video turned music videos into a proper industry, created the VHS rental boom. People bought the making of tape for $29.95 like crazy. First music video ever inducted into the U.S. Library of Congress National Film Registry in 2009. Influenced Spike Jonze, who said it was his touch point for making videos that feel alive and fun. It dissolved racial barriers for good after Billie Jean paved the way. MTV went from niche to cultural force. Directors like Brian Grant called it the big turning point. Suddenly, every artist wanted cinematic videos. Beyoncé, Lady Gaga, even modern YouTube creators trace it back here. And the dance? Still the most famous in history. Flash mobs in Mexico with 13,000 plus people doing it. That red jacket? Iconic forever. So, what was the total revolution? Michael took a promotional tool and turned it into cinema. Narrative, effects, choreography that tells stories. High budgets, 35mm film, perfectionism that made every frame immortal. In top quote number 5, industry legend. Brian Grant, the big turning point was Thriller. Spike Jonze, it has that spirit. Michael Jackson seems like this kid who loves music, horror films, special effects, and wants all of those things in the video. Michael's vision glued millions to their screens and changed how we consume music forever. From VHS to YouTube to TikTok dance challenges, it all started here. Thriller video, $900K budget. Album sales boost, millions. First black heavy rotation. First music video in National Film Registry. Spawned making of genre. Michael Jackson didn't make videos. He made history. He made short films. He made us believe anything was possible in music. Those 5 quotes, they capture the mindset that changed everything. Which quote hit you hardest? Drop it in the comments. Top quote number 1 through number 5. And tell me, what's your favorite MJ video moment? If you want more deep dives into music legends who changed the game, hit subscribe, ring the bell, and drop a like. Next week, another Top Gun's legend drops quotes that shook the world. Thanks for watching, legends. Stay iconic. Quote guy out. Carpe diem. Which quote hit you hardest? Drop it in the comments. Top quote number 1 through number 5, and tell me, what's your favorite MJ video moment? If you want more deep dives into music legends who changed the game, hit subscribe, ring the bell, and drop a like. Next week, another Top Gun's legend drops quotes that shook the world. Thanks for watching, legends. Stay iconic. Quote guy out. Carpe diem.